Right now, it seems like Donald Trump and his entire MAGA movement are unstoppable, right? I mean, they just secured a massive trifecta victory in the November 5th election, except the victory wasn't as big as a lot of people may think because, of course, Donald Trump didn't even hit 50% of the popular vote. And Republicans are only going to end up with like a 3 to 4 seat majority in the House, and they've got just a few seat majority in the Senate. So yeah, they control everything, but barely. But still, to look at the MAGA movement right now, you would think that they just won every single seat in the House, every seat in the Senate, and won the White House with 110% of the vote. But again, they didn't. And that is important to remember. That is a good way to actually kind of keep a little bit of faith in this country. But there's maybe more reason to be a little bit hopeful about the future, according to George Packer, political analyst writing in The Atlantic. Because according to Packer, this MAGA movement is far more fragile than we think. And that, of course, is one of the lessons that Democrats do need to take away from the 2024 election. Now, there's plenty of other lessons, he points out, that the Democrats need to take away, including how they managed to lose to this guy, their messaging sucks, all of that. But, he says, let's not go too far in thinking that MAGA is this unstoppable force. Here is what Packer wrote in The Atlantic. The Trump reaction is more fragile than it now seems. Trump's behavior in the last weeks of the campaign did not augur a coherent second presidency. He will surround himself with ideologues, opportunists, and crackpots, and because he has no interest in governing, they will try to fill the vacuum and turn on one another. The Trump administration, with a favorable Congress, will overreach on issues such as abortion and immigration, soon alienating important parts of its new coalition. It will enact economic policies that favor the party's old allies among the rich at the expense of its new supporters among the less well-off. It's quite possible that, approaching 80, Trump will find himself once more among the least popular presidents in the country's history. So, a lot of it has to do with because Donald Trump is incompetent, and because he's picking incompetent people, and because he demands that the House and Senate do these crazy things that they probably can't do anyway, or do things that they can do, but they know will destroy the economy, that very fragile MAGA movement could very quickly, and I'm talking within the next year, crumble to ashes. But he continues because the Democrats do need to be aware of some things here. The opposition, Democrats, will have to act. Much of this action will involve civil society and the private sector, along with surviving government institutions, to prevent, by legal means, the mass internment and deportation of migrants from communities in which they've been peacefully living for years, to save women whose lives are threatened by laws that would punish them for trying to save themselves, to protect the public health from Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nation's security from Tulsi Gabbard, and its coffers from Elon Musk. Now, unfortunately, though, there's not a whole hell of a lot we can do to stop those people. Republicans will have the numbers. Democrats will put up the opposition, I'm sure, for some of it. But what they really need to do, and this is where I kind of go on a different path than Packer, is they need to hammer policies. When it comes time to campaign again, which, by the way, should happen immediately, I don't want Democrats to wait. I don't want them to sit on their hands for another 18 months and then finally do it at the last second in 2026. Start it immediately. Hammer them on policy and ads. Don't talk about how Donald Trump is crazy. He's like Hitler. I agree with you on those things, but we got to move past those arguments. We're not going to talk about how they're crazy. We're not going to talk about how they're dangerous. We're going to talk about how their policies are going to hurt, are currently hurting, or have hurt in the past their own constituents. That's the messaging moving forward. And then you add your policies to help Americans on the back half of it. That's the second part. You can't just do the they suck part. You have to do the we're better part. If Democrats can do that, assuming Trump's policies do what they are predicted to do, That's a winning message. And that is how you take this very fragile coalition away from the Republicans. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.